look at our objective for today, which is that by the end of this lesson, you should be able to simplify radical expressions using the product property of square roots with at least 70% accuracy. We're going to start off by looking at some vocabulary. Ooh. Okay, so first of all, would someone like to read the first phrase?
We're volunteer people.
I can. What am I reading?
The first phrase under vocabulary.
An expression that contains a radical sign is called a blank.
Does anyone have any idea what would go in that blank?
Radical expression.
Root.
Very good, Emily. Radical.
Wow.
The name of the title.
First blank.
Wow.
Cheater.
That was radical.
Shut up, Christian.
Make me.
You're killing me.
I told you to kick him out.
Okay,
So we
read the
recorded.
next one.
Oh, wow.
What is she gonna do?
Kaylee, do you want to read the next one for me?
I sure will. The expression. What? The expression under a radical sign is the square root.
Starts with an R.
Radical.
Radical?
Root.
Root. You're all having very good guesses.
Okay, what does it rhyme with?
Perfect square.
Sounds
The
like.
answer is
What does it rhyme with?
Radicand.
Okay,
What?
that wasn't
Sounds like a Pokemon.
It does.
Nope, that I did not approve.
Radicand? Yes.
Oh, there's a D.
There's not a lot.
There's two.
There's two Ds? Oh, there.
And this expression, what is the radicand?
The 3x minus 6.
Very
Okay,
good.
so
Kaylee, am I gonna block your view if I go like this?
does everybody see how he shows the radicand in that sentence? I mean, in that.
Oh, sorry, I erased it.
Can you show us again?
Yes, I will show you again.
Don't look at this. Don't listen.
I actually just have a question.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it can.
It's anything underneath.
Anything
That's
under
her.
the radical, henceforth, the 3x minus 6 in this case, is part of the radicand. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to go over is the product property of square roots. Would someone like to read the words column of the chart out loud for everyone? Christian, thank you.
For any non-negative real numbers, a and b, the square root of ab is equal to the square root of times the square root of b.
Wow, was there anything between
No,
non
you
and
read that
negative?
right. That just doesn't make any
It didn't have one
sense.
in the textbook that I was referencing, but thank you for pointing that
What?
out. He
She says they're
asked
hyphen.
that if there should be a hyphen in non-negative, and the textbook I was referencing for this did not have one. Okay, so now let's look at the numbers column. A lot of people when they're doing math don't seem to really understand when it's put into words, so let's try to use some symbols to make more sense of what the words are saying. This column is basically showing you two different ways to look at this problem using the product property. And either way you do it, you're going to obtain the same answer. So does everyone understand how we go from 4 times 25, it's the same thing as the square root of 100, which equals 10. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. And here, in this step, instead of multiplying it out, they use the product property, which states that we can separate these two because they're multiplying together, also known as the product, and we can make them into two different radical expressions to obtain our answer.
So we acquire the same answer, no matter which way you do it.
Okay, now Celeste is going to go over the next page in the packet with you.
You want to get those sticks from here. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Next, we're going to talk about the simplest form of a square root. Heather, do you want to read that for me?
Oh, yeah. In a grade rock?
Yes.
Okay. An expression expression containing square roots is in simplest form when 1. The radicand has no perfect square factors other than 1. 2. The radicand has no fractions. Or 3. There are no square roots in any denominator.
Okay.
And we will primarily focus on the first 2 points in this lesson, and we'll use the last one more when practicing using the quotient property of square roots in another lesson.
We didn't want to boggle you down because there's a lot of different properties that go to when you work with radicals. So we're just mainly concentrating on the first 2. I want to ask you a question. When you look at this right here, Bethany,
Yes.
is that simplified?
No.
Why is it not simplified?
There's the 5 squared right there. And you still.
We have a 5 squared in here, which can be broken down. So that will, you are correct, that is not simplified. You can break that down even more, and that will equal. But what about this one? Nathan, is this simplified?
Yep.
Why is it simplified?
Because 62 is not a perfect square.
That is correct. Awesome job, Nathan. 62 can't be broken out anymore. Yes, Bennett?
To the previous thing, it says 25 plus 5 times 15. How is that 100?
5 times 15 is 75.
5 squared is 25, and 5 times 15, you're doing it in the, what is it,
Order of
the
operations.
PIMDOS,
Yeah,
right?
order of
Order of
operations.
PIMDOS. That's 75 plus 25. That's 100.
Oh.
She just kind of took a shortcut into what it actually is.
So next, we're going to do some problems together. I'm going to be calling on people and have you come up
Call on Kevin. He's already
and,
complained.
and you solve them. Two problems at a time. Why don't you call people up and I'll write a problem and then you can work with them all.
Oh, it's supposed to be 180.
You can take that one.
That's supposed to be 180.
I do the first
Example
Yes,
number 2.
it is. I had a typo. I changed.
I got it.
Oh,
I already know
okay.
it.
Not 100.
Killing.
Good job.
I'm just a beast.
So
I
I'm
slay.
gonna go over the first one with you. Alright, so the first problem on the packet is the square root of 40. So what we need to do first is we need to recognize what factors can be taken out of 40 that are possibly perfect squares.
You can look at your packet.
In the handouts that we gave you a square root chart to reference. So if you could try to think of a factor that can be pulled out of 40.
And what does
4
square root
Did-
times the number that equals that? A
4
perfect square
times
root.
10.
Yeah, but you could also do 9, which is.
You do what?
Oh, not 9.
Oh.
Not 9, not 9. You're
4.
right. Do 4.
8?
Okay,
So
so we
Eight,
all
it
agree
would have to be
4 is
8.
a perfect square that can go on the 40. Okay. So we're gonna look at this as 4 times 10. So then how are we gonna write this now in our next step?
Radical
What's the perfect
parentheses
square of 4?
2. So then you would do 2 root 10, right?
Dang it.
Christian is saying
I already
do
wrote
it
it
this
down,
way,
you
and I
cheater. You
think
looked at
that
my
is a good answer on how we can look at it next. Okay, now based on the product property of square roots, how can we break that up?
You would
Square
put 2
root
on
four.
the outside. 2 square root 10. Yeah,
Okay,
2 root 10.
well,
Root the 4.
that's coming up, but we're gonna show it even in an extra step by saying square root of 4 times the square root of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, and I'm too short to keep running up there. Now we see we have the square root of 4, which is a perfect square. What is it, guys?
2.
2. Okay, and then we bring down our square root of 10.
Which can't be simplified.
So this is simplest form.
Yes, that's
Yes,
simplest
that
form.
is the simplest form of the square root of 10.
If what's in your square root can no longer be simplified, then you can't get any smaller.
I love it. You guys are so
Okay.
smart.
What about this one right here?
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
Someone I haven't heard from. Ian.
8. Oh.
Oh!
Woohoo!
I thought the sticks were supposed to be
So-
random.
It's just so we new names.
Learn names.
So look on your perfect square chart. What's a perfect square times a number that equals 180?
About 9 times 100.
9 times what?
Or, not sorry, not
9 times
Nine
what?
is definitely a
Nine is
factor of
definitely
180. Can someone help him out here and give him an idea of what 9?
What times 9 equals 180?
18.
20.
20.
Right, Heather. Thank you.
Good job. So
Oh.
we have 9 times 20. We can rewrite that now as the square root of 9 times the square root of 20. So if you have the square root of 9, what can that be broken down into?
3.
Yeah, that's easy.
But you have the square root of 20. Can 20 be broken down? Is that the simplest form?
Girl, yeah, it does.
Can you take a perfect
Or,
square, break it down? What can you break it down?
You do well. Then it would be 2 root 5, right?
But what would you break this down into
4
for?
and 5.
You can break 20 down into 4 times the square root of 5. So what would that become?
2 root 5.
So you have 3, which comes from your 9, and then you have the square root of 4, which you said was 2, and then you still have your 5 under your root. So what is the answer?
6 root 5.
6 root 5. Good job, you guys.
We're a good class.
All right, now we're going to look at a different example relating to the question
Oh,
you asked
those are
earlier
letters.
about can variables go under an expression? They absolutely can, and that's where these are a little bit different from ones where you're using numerical values. So the next one we are looking at okay, so any ideas on how we might break this up? Heather.
M times M 5 times
Right?
plus
So we're gonna
Times.
N times N 3 times.
right.
So,
Okay. So now because we want to take the square root of them, meaning sets of 2, right? So we want to find sets of 2 within the numbers. So how many sets of 2 does this one have?
2.
2.
I can count one.
Okay. How many sets of 2 do we have of n?
1.
Nope.
Okay, so now that's going to carry over here, and we're not going to put any sets of 2 under our new radical expression. Okay, since we have 2 sets of 2, that means we're going to have m squared on the outside. Does everybody see where that came from?
Kind of.
Would it be M4?
Okay, good question. Very good question. It actually isn't, because this is like saying we are taking m squared times m squared times the square root of m. That's how we are breaking it up there. All right? And then the square root of m squared is m. Same thing here. And then we are still left with our square root of m. Then that obviously simplifies down to m squared. Does that make more sense now that I clarified where I got that from? Okay. So now we have to do the same thing with n, except for here we only have 1 pair. So we just write n. Then we go to our radical, and we take the 2 terms that are left, our m and our n, and we put them under. And that is the answer to example 3.
okay, let's grab your shoulder partner. And I want you to do with your shoulder partner again, like the first one on the next page. I want you to do with your shoulder partner and see if you can work them out. If you have any issues, just raise your hand, me and Amber will come around and try and help you.
I had to
Here I
be her shoulder.
come.
I think you should put shoulder partner.
Yeah, we did. Heather, are we switching?
So mean.
Well,
I think
that's
I
why
missed
I'm
her
switching partners.
16. Just kidding.
Wait, why are you on the
I
back?
have no idea what we're doing.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Or then it'd be
If you have any questions, raise your hand. What can I help you?
Wait, is it just
9 plus 16
wait, is it 9 plus 16?
is
Who do we
25
No, it's not.
we broke
Yeah,
it
it is.
again?
equals
So it's
5.
I'm,
Boom! Wait.
It's fine.
I don't know.
Okay, so.
Do we have to answer number 2? So what's the perfect square?
If you finish number 1 and want to do number 2, and that's it. When you're done with number 1, raise your hand so me, either me or Heather can come.
Two
Where's Heather? Amber can come and check you, okay? If you finish number 1.
root 6, because you can't, because 6 can't be broken down anymore.
X
And then you would
Oh,
have.
sorry guys,
times
we're looking at the
Y
next.
squared.
Excellent. Yeah, you
You guys got number 1?
Sorry, yeah.
What'd you get for number 1?
Oh,
Awesome job.
Everybody's doing the right
I'm watching.
problem.
I already have it.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
You guys understand? So 9 plus
So I
2
did.
is what?
Wouldn't it
I'm
be
not-
6x?
Yeah, I had 6. I
25
can't
was
break it
square
down
root
any
25.
further to bring it
Oh,
down.
right.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Good job.
Good job, shoulder partner. You're so much better than Heather.
You have a better
Yeah,
shoulder partner
because it's
than
a plus
Emily because
sign.
she doesn't like my jokes.
So it's square root of 25.
Okay, I was thinking that was
Not
more
root 5.
killing.
It's square root of 25, which is 5. Because 5 times 5 is 25.
So